You know what?
You're gonna have your cake and eat it?
I'm gonna have my damn cake.
No. No. Just like
No.
So I asked you a creative question.
Yeah, man.
Well, as far as creators, your take on this?
Sure.
So this has been grumblings over and over about Kanye West wants his masters back, his master recordings.
Yeah,
And
I was reading about this morning.
yeah, there's like you sign however many albums when you start out. It's 10 or whatever it is. We could pull up the specifics. Kanye West wants his masters back, and he's saying, "I'm not gonna put out any more music until I get my masters." React.
What a baby. No, I'm just joking.
Why?
Well, here's the thing. I need to see the contract. And you signed it. So, how many albums does he have to make in this contract? If he's got 3 or 4 left, you signed the contract. And if there's a date tied to that, you better make that music by that date, or we will legally take action. Now, if he's fulfilled, I guess whatever obligation he has, then that'd be one thing. It's like with sports agents, or not sports agents, but athletes. People want to hold out. It's like, you signed a contract, man. Do your contract, and then when you're a free agent, you go do what you want, get your money somewhere else. It's like, I like, in terms of legal stuff like that, I think it's just like, well, what does the contract say? And if you signed it, I hope you read your contract, and I'm sure he has a team around him that looked at the contract, and they weighed the pros and the cons, and then they came to hopefully a decision and signed the contract.
It depends when, right? Because you think when you're starting out, right, and you're just a guy in any creative space, and you're out there looking for a shot, and in the beginning stage, you do not have a lawyer team, right? You certainly don't have the resources you have towards the end of your contract at the beginning. So when you're out there hungry and you're trying to make a move, and then none of this is making an excuse for anything, just painting a picture here. You're starting out at zero. You're like, man, I want to get exposure. I want to get my artwork out there, whether you're a rapper or a painter, photographer, whatever. And a corporation says, we're going to give you X amount of money for X amount of time. And I don't know that you have the resources.
As your first deal, as your first gig.
Your long-term deal, they say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of money as a bonus, because a lot of times it's even $1 million. It's like shocking. You're at zero at this point. But you finally got some significant money coming in or being offered, and you don't necessarily. I don't know that you have a team of lawyers to be able to review this stuff. So the question is, the long story short, spoiler alert, we're gonna get to the end of the story to get with this.
Well, do you need a lawyer to
go through legalese?
No, for the basic stuff.
I don't know
how many albums am I producing, and am I supposed to write by what date, and how much money are you going to give me?
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to find a contract that simple.
Well, no, I'm talking about you pick those things out. Like, if I don't have a legal team, I can at least look at it and say, okay, what is this really saying in terms of just the big picture stuff?
But I'm sure that those documents, because we've seen in our minor brushes with any kind of legal stuff, that it's not a 1 sheet or 2 sheets. It's quite a bit to where you're gonna need some help to help me navigate this situation, because it's 5-10 pages of verbiage that I'm not used to hearing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those documents are more than 5-10 pages. They're probably like
it's like 70 sheets.
Here's a bunch of stuff to go over, because we're dealing with, now we own your likeness, we own your voice. We're gonna put you on lunch boxes and mugs and stuff like. And you can't say nothing about it.
You're gonna be in that Def Jam fighting game.
Yeah, no, I heard that none of them got paid.
Yeah, no, I read
none
that
of them got paid
too.
because the Def Jam owned their likeness. So it's like, why do we have to pay you? Yeah. And they were like, well, those games made millions. It's like,
well.
So here's the spoiler that I was going to say. That the moral of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a creative, don't sell yourself. The hold out, man. Hold out, because these contracts have been historically tough. If you're good enough,
you can do it. If you're good enough, you can do it. I would hope.
I think at the point that a Universal Studios, Disney, Sony is saying, we're going to give you $1 million, take it the rest of the way home. Take it the rest of the way. They're not interested in you because at this stage in 2020, for you to get those types of contracts, you have to have already the exposure. They're not breaking artists. They're not out there and putting millions of dollars to see if you make it.
Yeah.
You've already made it. That's why they're in 2020. They're coming to the table.
Yeah.
You've already got an X amount of audience. They see an ability to just throw some money, and you've already done 90% of the work. We're gonna push it the rest of the way. You push it the rest of the way.
How much, I wonder, has Chance the Rapper? I don't know too much about his situation, but I know what most of the public or people that are in the know in the hip hop scene. He's done it his way, and he owns all his stuff, and he's done it, by himself. I wonder how much he's making as opposed to somebody who, like a Taylor Swift or a Kanye West or a Beyonce.
It's a numbers gamble, right? Because it's like, do you want 100% of $10,000 or do you want 2% of $5 million or whatever?
What did Ryan say on The Office to Pam? He said, she's asking for a gift for the wedding, and he's like, "Do you want $50, $100 now, or do you want $2,000 6 months from now?" It's like, dude, get the hell out of here.
What would you take?
What would I take? I think I'd go with Pam. No, I'll just take the money now. Thank you.
You take the money now because the value of money might not be the same value it is 5-10 years ago. So it depends on the length of your contract.
I don't trust anybody these days.
It's hard. But whenever we're talking about owning content, I think I can't stress enough. If you are creating content, that is your worth in the marketplace. Do not sell that. That should be the absolute last. I say that should never be an option. Don't sell over your creative power to someone else. Like that. That's not the reason why you started.
Unless it's for a stupid amount of money.
I think even still, like it
Dude,
all
I'd
depends.
sell out.
Look,
Are you kidding me? It sounds like you would never sell out, Tony. You would never sell out. Dude, I'm telling you right now. You give me $150 million contract. Dude, what do you want me to do? What's up? You own my likeness, baby.
I don't know. I think all those conversations are different until you have that number in your face.
Exactly.
Right?
It's easy to say that, but if it's real, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do.
I'd like to say right now that I feel like I'm not a person that needs a whole lot of money to be happy. I feel like that, right? And I say that to say that if you told me I'll give you $100 million and you can never, write a lyric, shoot a video, take a picture without us having some kind of input, I don't know, man. I don't necessarily.
I'd go find a new passion outside of those boundaries.
It depends.
I'm just messing. It's tough.
It's tough. It's easy. It's easy to say we would take, and it's easy to say that you wouldn't, because you're not in that situation now. We're not in that situation to know what you really would do. I'd like to think that I'd say, no, I'm good, because I still go back to, if you were offering me $100 million. Mm-hmm. Then there's something there that I could figure out on my own to get that $100 million on my own. Then the fact that you were seeing that value in me, maybe I haven't figured it out. Maybe I need to do a couple business moves. Maybe I need to invest a couple thousand.
Who's done that though?
What?
Entertainers or athletes? Like who's been able to do it to that level and that amount by themselves? I feel like there's a reason why.
Define by yourself, right? Like that's the thing you define, because you got people like it comes to mind like Jay-Z. These guys had a group of friends. They started by themselves, and what they did is that they negotiated partnerships. So they got with Def Jam and they said, we'll give you 50% of the company. Take us the rest of the way. They're still owners, but they weren't by them. They'll say we started this and built this by ourselves, but you weren't in the literal sense by yourself. No.
Does Jay-Z own his masters?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
Good.
There's rumors that he had to sell Kanye West masters to get his own.
That's
like the money from those is what he did to buy his own.
What was I read that article today for Kanye West. So if you don't know what masters are, they're the original raw recordings of your music from the studio. I mean, that's as layman as you can get.
And the impact from that is it's the original recording, the stems, they tracked out each vocal, each instrument by itself or whatever. But the bigger thing is the master, the rights to it. Where it's like you can now sell that, and you can repackage it, you can go remix it and do what you want with it.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm trying to remember the dollar figure that because I think what leaked was he posted a text message conversation with him and his agent or somebody, and they gave like a ballpark figure, and it was something just radical. It was just something really, really expensive, like $600 million or something like that.
And the way and the plus side to the companies, these record companies, if you want to look at it that way, because they get demonized in the end, but if you look at it, there are ways out. So allegedly, as long as the record company recoups the money that they've put in, and you'd have to do that with receipts and show what happened.
Yeah.
they're willing to give the masters. Like, we've already got our money. Now we can negotiate that. But if you haven't covered what you've costed to make those, they don't want to have that conversation. And apparently, artists like Kanye West is incredibly expensive. They're talking about, several millions of dollars, $100 million budget to make an album. It's like, you've got to make all that money back. That's not for free.
How much to make an album?
They were talking about like $100 million.
For what exactly?
Different thing like studio times, marketing stuff, your videos, all this stuff. People back in the day, there was like it was like a bare minimum of like $1 million for a music video. It's like talking about $1 million for one beat.
Isn't it funny? Music videos have really changed in terms of scope, haven't they? I feel like back in the 90s and 2000s, prior to 2010, like it was just like, how crazy can we get? And you don't see that very often.
It was like
these
renting
days.
Yachts. It was going to exotic locations.
Yeah, dude, we got elephants walking down hallways in a Busta Rhymes video.
I think the economy was way different. And certainly those contracts were way different. Like, there was a lot invested in just throwing away. Not throwing away, but they were more loose with their wallets back then.
Yeah, you look at any like hip hop music video these days, and they're great. There's some great videos, but in terms of just production value, it's gone. I think much lower. In terms of what they're trying to show.
Yeah, it depends who. You got to mine
visually.
and find certain people. It's like, a lot of people think the music industry in general, like music is garbage. There's still great stuff out there. You just have to find it better.
Yeah.
It's more options, right? That's why it's harder to find it in some cases. You just got way more. And choice is never, I don't think choice is ever a bad thing. Having a billion different artists to choose from, that's cool. I get it.
I'll tell you what, in the line of work we do, I freaking hate sometimes having so much damn choice in terms of like gear. We're like trying to figure out, all right, we need a really good tripod, and you go on bnh.com, and there's just like about 1 billion people making great tripods these days. And you got to go to YouTube and watch 40 different videos and the pros and cons of each, and we don't have anything locally to try anything out. So sometimes too much choice could be definitely a hindrance.
It could be overwhelming, especially in the beginning. And maybe that's something too we talk about, when we make a piece for beginner videographers and stuff like that. Not that we're masters and so far ahead, but there's some mistakes that we've already learned from.
I'm still very
we
much
can
a
go
beginner.
through what not to buy. Don't waste your money on this.
Yeah,
because there's a lot to do. It gets really overwhelming, and it gets exciting too. As soon as you start this journey, you think you need every lens possible. You need every gimbal. You need it's like some of the stuff you don't need.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mistakes I made, especially with audio stuff that I bought that I'm like, I didn't need that.
There was when Vic was born, my first child and only child. It's like you think you need all this stuff, you need all this baby stuff. It's like I got bit by that those marketers, man. They were like, you need this, you need that, you need that. Now you need like 3 things. You need food. You need one of my things that I was like, dude, if you're having a baby, you need the little boppy pillow. You know what I'm talking about? That little, it looks like an airline pillow, the neck pillows.
Yeah.
One of those. You need a bunch of onesies and diapers and food, and that's about it.
And then, to be honest, that first year you might not even need food.
Depends
on what your wife has decided.
Yeah.
You might not need food for real. Like,
that's
it's just
funny, man.
You could go a while on just the natural milk. So
yeah, dude, I had so much crap in that baby room when we nested. It was like we didn't even use half of that crap.
No, it's unfortunate. That's what baby showers. It's a lot of stuff. It's like people spend hard to earn money, right? And it's just like at the end of the day, it's like I didn't need it. You didn't use it. You start finding stuff that's still in the package. Like, man, that's tough. That's why as I got older, and this is a complete departure from what we were talking here, but somebody asked the other day, they were like, do you look forward to your birthday? And I'm like, at 35 years old, I'm going to be this year. If I don't have it, I didn't need it or I didn't want it at the time. So I don't look forward to birthday in terms of like, I'm not a little kid no more like that. Like, I'm not like, I can't wait to see what I get for my birthday.
Well, like even like in your 20s, it's like, I didn't really do it in my 20s, but I know of people that's like, yeah, we're doing a big birthday celebration, big party, or it's just like, I don't know.
I see my family at least twice a week, and I have what I need and what I want, and if I don't have it, it's because it's not the time or I don't want it. I get the sentimental part about birthdays. People feel good about giving stuff. I get it. I feel good about giving gifts and stuff like that, but
dude, I forgot.
I say don't spend too much money.
Yeah, I forgot how freaking old I was recently. Like, this is a real story. I'm in the car and I was like, this was right before my birthday. It was like in March or something like that, April. Everything was a little crazy then. That's when the bomb dropped with COVID and all that. But anyway, I was like driving in the car and I got real depressed. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be 30. How old am I? And I'm like thinking out loud. I'm like 36 this year. But
You're
I
not
was
36?
No, I'm 35.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
I was 34 when I thought I was gonna be 36. It's just funny, man. It's funny.
Yeah, no, I'll be 35 in November. I don't. It doesn't. It makes no difference to me. I guess.
Yeah.
What I see that's funny is the older I get, the younger 20, 18, those numbers seem like you're a baby.
Yeah.
And I just think back to at 21, I thought I knew everything.
Dude, it's funny. It's like we're not crotchety old guys, but it's funny how it goes in these circles, man. It's like I'm like, all this new music sucks. Movies just aren't the same. It's just funny how it works. Because I would always think my parents, they hated my music and they hated all my stuff, and I'd be like, you guys are just lame. And like when I get older, I'm not gonna hate on all the new stuff. Nah, I'll be hating on a lot of the new stuff, man. I just feel like objectively, music. Can we kind of agree that music has kind of gotten a bit worse? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion, dude. Like, I'm talking like pop music, hip hop music, country music, like your big genres. Like, I think
the ratio is very close in terms of like the amount of great music and the amount of like weak music.
Maybe just the amount of unique sounds and unique voices is shrinking. I just feel like I don't know. How about the hip?
I think it's still that's kind of out anyway. That had its moment and it's kind of going away.
But like it's like there was a moment where like everybody sounded like Chris Brown. There was a lot of those kind of singers, and then there's like everybody sounded like it's just like these. And maybe it's always been that way.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. That's
way.
what I'm trying to get at. Like, I think every 10 years, it's like in each genre is maybe like 2-3 dominant voices, and then everybody else is just trying to fit in somehow. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't listen to music as often as I used to anyway. I don't.
Same.
I'm more too like
I'm a podcast guy, man.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of different podcasts.
YouTube as well.
YouTube stuff,
tutorials and things like that.
Learning stuff. I'm just at a different stage of life right now where it's like I want to learn some stuff.
Dude, I remember in high school, it was one of those Sony Walkmans with the CD player, portable CD player. I had a freaking bright yellow one with the ones that go behind your ears, like the hard. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
And man, I mean, I would just wear out CDs, man, and like just going to school, like on the bus, I'm sitting there, my head against the thing, I'm just like listening. I don't do that anymore.
Well, we're not riding buses.
Yeah, different times, man.
Those
even in the car, man. I'm just like usually just driving silence.
That's a bit intense.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I don't think you are, but
I don't always drive in silence.
Nah, driving in silence is good.
Dude, what's
everybody
funny?
does that, and everybody starts talking to themselves in the car.
Dude, my son now, and I've been talking with my good buddy Ben about this recently, and it makes me laugh. There are a few genres of music that I don't enjoy. I enjoy most music. I can't really get behind country too much. And I absolutely can't get behind like hard ass death metal music. I just can't do it. Victor is really, really, really digging hard rock and roll, quasi death metal, like metal music. Like he'll hear something like on Fortnite or something, like some real hard overdrive guitar, and like he's kind of stoic a lot of times, but then he's like doing one of these, and I'm like, you like this music? He's like, I do. And I was like, and I'll be like in the car, doing some Earth, Wind and Fire and like jamming out to some James Brown and in Parliament, and he's always just in the back like, he's 6 years old. I'm like, what do you want to listen to? He's like, I don't know. I've been putting on like harder music, like harder rock for him, and he's like super into it. I'm like, are you kidding me? This kid is gonna like super like death like hard rock. So I told Ben, who's a rock and roll guy who likes hard rock music, and he's like, that's what I'm talking about. It's just funny, man. It's like that's what he's gravitating towards. So and you go in waves too. So I'm learning about more harder rock music. So if you have suggestions for Vic and myself, because I'm learning to like it. I'm learning to like it a little bit more. It's not without skill, that's for sure. I'm a musician. It's very technically proficient, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not
to
for
each
me.
their own, I guess.
It's not for me, I guess.
It's not for me either, man. But I gotta learn to enjoy it a little bit.
The little bit I heard of that super hardcore stuff was on Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
If that counts. If you guys like that stuff and that's not real, whatever.
Dude, Guitar Hero, jeez, how about that phenomenon, man? Plastic.
They still play it a lot, man. They got like custom modes now and then hacks and they put any song you want in there. It's like some wild stuff.
That was a huge fad for a while, like Rock Band and all that. Like it was like you'd go to people's houses, like house parties, and there was like Rock Band being played. I
still have it. It's been months, almost a year since I messed with it. But I think what happened there is the peripherals just it's too much to invest in to play that game.
It's a lot.
That's
why Guitar Hero was like kind of the sweet spot. It was like you buy this little baby toy plastic guitar and
you can it's cool.
I liked it.
DJ
I played
Hero
the hell
and
out
all
of
that stuff.
Yeah, I played the hell out of Guitar Hero.
Yeah, nobody's doing anything like that.
You know what's funny? I discovered a lot of music through Guitar Hero in terms of rock music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I discovered some bands that I hadn't heard of. And
everything, dude. You go check the DLC. They got like every song, modern song, old songs that you lose all kinds of money behind that stuff on the DLC with that.
I miss playing music, man. I do. I miss playing with other musicians. So maybe once we get this thing squared away and we're a bit more comfortable, I can maybe get a band together. Go play down at the ocean front or something.
That gear right there in that corner and put the drum kit there.
Yeah, man, start recording. So we're going to make some music in the studio. I'm telling you that right now. You and me, man, we've been talking about it for too long.
Yeah, no, that's easy. It's just you got to make the time to make the time.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, man, yeah, dude, it's interesting. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Kanye West's little situation, man, and see what's because it raises some questions for a lot of artists.
And I imagine he's expensive, man, because when he started, he had a ton of samples and his stuff, and that means when you're taking other people's music and you're using it to make your beats, you owe a lot of people money to make that song. But the thing, like I said, right off the jump, I mean, keep ownership. Ownership cannot be underappreciated at all, man. Like, just own your stuff, man. I don't know. I'd argue that there's not really a need for these guys anymore, like the big Sonys and stuff like that, the record labels. They're going to put it online for you. It's consumed online. I'm not sure what they could do for you besides maybe go talk to Apple and say put him on the homepage and make sure when they open up the Apple Music, his face is on there. I don't know. I don't know what else they could be doing for you. What are they doing? Where are they? People watching TV now? I mean, I guess the Taylor Swifts and all that stuff, like in the music genre, what do I need a record company for? What are they, the marketing? Marketing what? What are they going to do that I can't do on my own?
You can go find people to market you.
You can.
TsunamiDigitalMedia.com.
That and, they make your own videos. The video budget is not as huge as it was.
Yeah.
Go get. I mean, are people not networking at all? Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't have friends. You don't have anybody that's doing a little bit of camera work, and they got their own camera, and somebody got a microphone in the corner. Recording studios are not as expensive as they used to be. You still need to network with people that can mix and master. Those people they're never going away. But for sure, you can get some home studio equipment, video and audio, and you could do some great content. If you got
skills, if you've got real talent, you can make it, man.
Talk to people, find who's playing keys around in your area, who can play some drums. A lot of this music, the majority of this music is all fake to begin with. Like, it's all synthesized.
It's all these.
They're not doing live bands.
Nah.
I don't care what genre of music you're doing. It's all synthesized. You don't need to own your stuff, dude. You're drawing it. You're whatever art field you're in, own it. I don't get it. Even if you're a gamer, you're coding and all that stuff. There's ways to get into. Xbox has it. I don't know if Sony has that type of thing. Xbox has a program where if you're an indie developer, you can get your stuff on the store. I don't remember seeing that on Sony.
Netflix too.
Netflix? Yeah, they just you gotta have the right camera, which I don't know what that's silly to me too. What does it matter what camera I shot on? Does it look good?
Well, they want to make sure that they have a look, a quality line that is drawn in the sand that says your stuff.
They don't want you going in a 720p camera, but I feel like really, I guess that's a way to weed certain people out, right? Like, you gotta have at least the budget to buy this type of camera.
Panasonic S1H is up there.
S1H,
it's up there.
We should rent it or something to see what the big deal is with that.
And we'll just make a Netflix pilot and we'll put it on Netflix and see what happens. What do you think?
And then we'll just not own our material.
Yeah, and
and they will pay us what they
totally sell
what they
out.
Decide to pay us.
How much is a stream worth?
How much is a stream worth? How many streams? How do you know how many streams you got?
Yeah, dude.
They're gonna tell you how many streams you got. They're gonna tell you how much they owe you, and how do you audit them?
You know what's always funny on Netflix too is the trending thing. I'm like, is it really trending?
According to who?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what
You're
does
telling
that
me
mean?
people, but like,
What does trending
like
mean,
big budget
Netflix?
studios aren't saying, "Hey, I need to be on that trending list."
That's what I'm saying. Here's how much do you need Netflix to get my new show up there on that top 10 list?
You know that there
Come
was
on,
like
man.
rumors, but it's like just known that when music, like when albums came out, the record company would buy X amount of their own albums to be on the top 100 or whatever,
That's
or the
funny.
top 10, because they always knew that those top 10 end up getting purchased more. So you buy your own album, you buy like the $100,000, the 100,000 copies of it.
It's all about that cheddar.
Them numbers, man. We're programmed to go with whatever. If 100,000 people bought it, it must be good.
Right.
I gotta buy it too, right?
That camera cost how much money? Wow, must be good.
I had somebody ask me multiple times how many cameras we have and which ones we use. I say, these are the cameras.
You should
See
have
in the
said
conversation. And they ask again.
iPhone 11 Pro.
They asked
portrait
again
mode.
though. They were like, what cameras again? How many? I like had to stop them. Like, so what's you interested in cameras or what's the difference? I just want to know. It's like, watch the video, man. You like it? You like it? That's just really as
Do you
far
like
as
our style?
when you go ask somebody to build a roof, are you asking them what kind of hammer they're using?
Yeah, this is very true.
You go take it to a mechanic. You got some Craftsman wrenches over there using what we got going on
what
here.
you got, man? You got yeah. See, you got a Husqvarna chainsaw. Are they all Husqvarnas or?
You got the what's the one, Harbor Freight?
Yeah.
You got the Harbor
You got
Freight
the Harbor
ratchet
Freight
over there.
chainsaw? Okay, yeah.
Goodness, get it away from my car.
Oh, dude. All right, nice work.
All right, well, softballs today.
Yeah, man. Dig it. It's Friday, man.
Yeah, no.
Let's enjoy the weekend.
Enjoy the weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy your weekend, guys. I'm Matt,
This is Tony.
and this is the Tsunami Podcast. Let's do the thing.
No, man,
you trying?
come on, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah.